Okay, this is the game I've been working on for the past 60 days. Maybe this will teach you guys some things. Maybe you'll get some inspiration. Maybe you'll just like what I've been working on. Anyway, I've been working on this for the last 2 months, and it's an adventure game with some combat, with some quest line. And here it is. You start off, basically it's about this guy that gets dropped off in the jungle. He's helping his brother because his brother got lost out there. Nobody knows where he is. He gets down there. He's an ex-Marine, so he's got some survival skills, and he's just gonna go through doing tasks, like a long quest line. Really, it's an open world game, so you can really just go wherever you want. It doesn't really even matter. I mean, it does. If you want to play the game, you can go and do the quest line. If you don't, you can just go and combat enemies and some animals and explore the world, really. So you can kind of choose what you want to do. If you want to go do the quest, that's cool. If you don't, NBD. I haven't set up the enemies yet, but that's what's next after the quest line. So you can see I've got the the intro. I'm going to change a lot of the text. There's a lot of things that need to be changed, but this is kind of the basic general idea of the game. You can see it's like really graphic heavy, which is what I love probably the most out of anything, is making the scenery. It's just tons of fun, and really you're really just limited by your creativity when making a game. That's it. Like that's the limit, is your creative mind, really. Those guys aren't gonna be there in the real game, but I just had them there. I was doing some tests on them, so you can see it's like heavy vegetation, heavy jungle area. I'm gonna go through and do the first few quests, or I call them more like tasks. They're not really quests. I just call them quests because it's easier to like just like the term. So right now I took the first task. It's like, hey, find the jungle, or the gun seller. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do this. You're gonna come up to this guy, and here, okay. So a lot of the dialogue with people, you have to set it up where if you like decline, it does something. If you push accept, it does something else. If you go back to them when you haven't completed the quest, it says something different. If you talk to them, like the NPC, before you've done the quest line, it'll just say, hey, what's up? But if you come up to them, do the quest line, it'll say something else. They'll give you a quest. So in the top right, you can see there's the red, kind of like the red tag, red label. It'll tell you what you need to do. So those red labels are what you need to do next. And it'll keep track of the items you collect, right? Then you have the mini-map in the top right, so I made it transparent just to, really, it's just to kind of give you a little direction where to go. But a lot of these things you'll just have to kind of figure out. It's kind of, the game is for a little smarter person, except that I really did like setting up the quests and things, or the tasks, with the little exclamation mark, so you can see where to go next. So I'm gonna go around and collect these 5 guns, and then head back over to the gun seller to turn it in. Let's see. So a question mark will appear, which is where you need to go next, kind of like World of Warcraft a little bit. Actually, it's exactly like that. So you can see on the mini map there's a little question mark, and for some reason I really liked that, so I implemented it into the game. And see those square boxes there, those cubes, they're not gonna be there. I just put those there for something else, testing some things. Those jaguars are gonna move eventually. So right now the quest just said, hey, follow the cliff up to the side. You're gonna follow it up, and a lot of the text is kind of just there, kind of as a basic outline. I'll change the details really when I get more into it. But for now, that's all I got. And there's so many different paths you can take to go really any direction. Since it's open world, really you can do anything you want. Well, not anything, but you can go any direction you want, really. So you'll come up. There's the question mark there in the mini map. Dude, I really like the little question mark. I think it's because from playing other games, you kind of get this feeling of, oh yes, like that's what I need to do next. It's gonna complete. So you can see if you push different things. Oh, that shouldn't have done that. I need to change that. If you push different things, it'll do different stuff, obviously. But I'm only saying that because to set it up, it gets fairly complicated sometimes when you have to trigger different things in different areas, make sure things work correctly. I was kind of surprised how much testing I had to do with this type of thing. And since it's open world, it takes quite a bit of time to really do all the testing. So I set a scroll there to equal 10 instead of having to go around and spend like 20 minutes trying to collect every scroll, which actually is a pretty cool quest line, or a pretty cool quest, or a task. You got to go around and do all this stuff. Okay, so you turn it in, and he tells you what to do next. He's like, hey, there's these girls in this area, go talk to them. You finish that one. A lot of the game is okay, so let's look at this. So you can check out the quest. You can if you forget what you're supposed to be doing, you can always go into the quest log and click on the task you're doing, and it'll tell you what you need to do, or what you've completed, or what has already been successful. So here, so you can track it, you can untrack it. If you've got like a bunch of quests, you can untrack them, so you don't want to look at them. Let's go over here, and you know, there's like minor, you know, there's some minor things like there's little flicker. You see that right there? Little flickers or things. I think that's just from texture overlapping. I don't know. But as long as it works, we're good to go. So this area right here isn't fully developed yet. Come over here and talk to this girl. You can see on the mini map there's nothing, and then you click accept or whatever, and then it pulls up the question mark. We're gonna go do this task real quick, and then after this one, just show you a couple other areas. This video is gonna be kind of long because the area is just so big to run around in. So I'll just show you kind of I'm just going to be running around a small part of the area. Let's untrack that. We don't care about following that one. See, now you come back to this girl. She says something different after you talk to her one time. So this next part is a different scene. We're going to go through kind of a load for like a couple seconds that'll load a different area. And the reason I had to do that is because there was just so much lag across the entire map. And I'm gonna have to make probably a couple more, at least 1, 2, maybe 3, probably 3 more. So you come up, you talk to this guy, he says something different. You got the quest from him before, but since you're done, I also added these climbing animations. You're gonna be able to climb a bunch of stuff, and that's the way you're gonna have to get around. Is you're gonna have to just try to figure out what you can climb, where you can go. It's not gonna be as easy as you'd probably hoped. Kind of more along the kind of a realistic adventure game where you have to think about how you can get up somewhere. So right here you would think, oh, there's just a wall, there's no way I could get up there, but I set it up where you can actually climb up stuff. So here's the trigger. So you go through, it'll load And I haven't set this other thing. I forgot to add sound, and you've got these really loud footsteps. I just have to change that. And so here's the secret book. It's actually not going to be right there. I just put it there for convenience, for testing. The book is going to be a lot farther away than that. The secret book. You know, again, this is still graphic heavy. You can climb down and up ladders, and I got this really weird animation, and I'm not sure how to fix it yet. Super weird. I don't know why it does that. I think it's just the controller that I'm using. Let's see. And then I've got this sound. I'll probably change that too. Oh, that's super loud. It's kind of a 3D sound, so this is something I started with when I first started developing the game, and then I decided that it's just not going to work out that way. I think I need to change it to 2D or just get rid of it altogether. Let's see here. Where did that go? Alright, so there's no music, just showing you some plant stuff. This area, there was so much lag before, so I had to, I'll show you what I did. I actually deleted everything else. What happens when you load a new scene, everything else is disabled, at least the way I set it up. Everything else is disabled. Like the scene where we were just, like the starting area, you saw all that like jungle area, that is actually disabled right now. And only this area is enabled. I decided to do it that way instead of any other way because there's just so much lag. Like you have to, with the amount of detail that I wanted, you couldn't. It was just basically, I thought, basically impossible to do it, to play it without doing it like this, without loading different scenes. Anyway, so here's another example. You're gonna have to figure out a way to get up this. It'll be pretty simple once you kind of get the hang of it. You're thinking, oh, in real life you would think, oh, let me just try to climb up this. And the same thing you do in the game, you just try to climb up. And you can go right to left, up and down. You can drop down from the top or go up from the bottom. And like I was saying before, it gets more exciting when you get the creative juices flowing and you can just kind of create any direction for the player to go. So here it's just, I'm really going for you have to think about where you're supposed to go. Here's another climbing thing. You would think, dude, this is like impossible. Although it's not. Check this out. Sweet, huh? You climb up this thing. Right up to the top. Come up to this top layer. If you go that way, down that bridge, that goes up to another direction. There's another like task, a quest guy up there. So I've been working pretty hard on the visuals. You can probably tell that by looking at this. My next really hard time spender is going to be the quest line, the dialogues. So this is cool. I really liked this area. I'm going to show you these animations. Alright, so from here on out, I'm just going to play through the game. I'm probably not going to say anything else till the end. If you want to watch, you can. But this will pretty much be the end of the commentary, so because it's kind of like 15 minutes into it now, and that's kind of pretty long. Anyway, you can watch if you want to see the rest of it. I'm just going to go around and just kind of go through some of the game map. Like I was saying, this is just a small portion of the map, and it's pretty big, so it would take a while for me to like go all around. Anyway, so that's kind of the end of the video. If you want to watch through or just kind of skip ahead, that's totally cool. And go ahead and like the video if you like it, if you want to see more stuff, or if you want to know really how to go about even starting to build a game like this. I can basically tell you everything you need to know, probably. Anyway, okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, by the way, I'll put links in the bottom, like description. You can follow the game on IndieDB. You can go to ructiongames.com to follow more there. That's the website for the game, and then when it's done, hopefully we'll throw it up on Steam. Alright, thanks. Oh, and by the way, I'll just post updates probably every 2 weeks or so, so you guys can keep track of the progress. Alright, see ya.